Alright, hello and welcome everybody back to another video, or stream I should say. I'm your SimCA5 and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Today we're going to be in DCS world in the F-18 and we're going to be practicing our case 1 stack and case 1 procedure, arrival procedure, and maybe some tanking as well. So I'll bring up the chart and we'll have a look at it here so you guys can see it. Really quickly before I continue, though, I'd like to say thank you to all the channel partners. You'll see the description down below. I have a bunch of channel partners there. We'll be using a lot of Moza products today, the Moza AB6, the MLTP takeoff landing panel, and the MTP throttle as well, which are all made for the Hornet. We'll have that on camera for you shortly. And some wing control rudder pedals and a bunch of other stuff. So if you guys want some discount codes or anything like that, all down in the description. And I got a bunch of stuff for you down there. So let's take a look at this chart. Let me just make it a little better for you. So this is the this portion is the case 1 recovery. We're going to do the 5 mile stack. So we're going to fly out for a bit and then we're going to do a 5 mile stack. It's basically a 5 mile DME arc for the most part is what we're going to be doing. It's approximately 250 knots at 3,000 feet with 1,000 feet separation for each flight. So if you had multiple flights, let's say you had 3 flights of 4 F-18s, each flight of 4 would be spaced out by 1,000 feet. So we're going to practice that, just quick old little DME arc, and then we're going to come in, run and brake for the into the circuit here. So we'll do this. We'll do 1 stack, and then we're going to exit the stack once we're about to beam the carrier here. And it's basically going to start commencing, which is a heading roughly of it'll be 120 degrees off of the BRC. Take a right-hand turn, then a descending left-hand turn, accelerating to 350 knots, descending to 800 feet, and then we should be initial, which is 350 knots, 800 feet, about 3 miles back from the boat, and then we run in for the case 1 carrier procedure, which is basically the circuit in the carrier. So that's what we're going to be doing in basic terms. So we'll jump in the flight deck. I'll put the cameras on. So over here is the Moza MTP and MLTP throttle takeoff landing panel there. And then over here is the Moza AB6, which I have set to my Hornet setup. Let's go ahead and unpause the sim. And we have a tanker that's starting up on our left-hand side as well. Now, if you guys know how to get rid of this waiting engine startup, I'd love to see what you guys do to get rid of that, because it's quite annoying. But that didn't used to be there, but it is now. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and start up the engines in the airplane itself. So we'll click the battery on, and I have it set to my Moza. Next, we come over here and press our APU on. We're going to go ahead and close the canopy just so it gets a little quieter in here. I will be running track IR as well. So I really appreciate track IR for sending me a track IR to use. I used to use track IR a long time ago, but now I've mainly switched to VR. So if I don't fly as good, it's because I'm used to VR, and I'm really trying to get used to track IR again for you guys because it looks better on stream. But I can't fly at all with track IR. I'm much more comfortable with VR. So we're going to crank the right engine here. We'll put the right engine to crank, and we're going to wait for a minimum RPM of 15. And we're going to add our fuel. So we're just going to take the right lever and bring it over the detent there. Now this is, again, the Moza MTP throttle. This is completely modeled after the F-18 throttle. The grips are basically 1-to-1. They're very good. The rest of the switches aren't 1-to-1, but there's just all the things you should probably expect to see and want to use. I really wish they could have put a wing fold here, but that's the only thing I'm really missing. Charlotte Flights, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. VSeth, welcome as well. Thank you. Tom Wibo, thank you. Hello. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate all you guys stopping by and commenting. We got the initial test going there. We're going to bring our flaps all the way to auto. And then we'll come over here and press our takeoff, or sorry, FCS reset, but I have the button set here. And then our rudder trim button here, which is actually our takeoff trim, sorry, which will set 12 degrees. On a carrier, you're going to want 16, so we're going to come back to that. There's actually 16 to 18 to leave as the range, depending on weight, but we're pretty light, so we'll do 16. And I'll do our O-bogs as well, which are onboard oxygen. We'll come back here and press our flap in the half position. All right, we can go ahead and throw up both our all screens here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this bottom section here so we can see. We don't really need the RWR, so I'm going to keep that off. We don't need our jammer either. We're not going to use our dispenser. We'll still keep all of our defensive countermeasure equipment off as we don't need it. And we're going to go ahead and align our IRS. I have the knob set right here, as you guys can see. We're going to put it to CV. And then push stored heading alignment down there. I'm going to get rid of the moving map because I can't be bothered with that. Our radar, not really going to need it, but we'll put it in standby just in case we'll need it for something later down the road. And down here as well, we're going to go and uncage our standby artificial horizon. We can bring our hull mounted display volume, or not volume, brightness up. Maybe brightness, take it a little bit down. And we're basically essentially good to go once we're waiting on that alignment down there. So let's see here. Don't think it likes the way I spawned it though. We're going to crank the other engine as well. Again guys, this is the Moza AB6 joystick. And this is the grip that comes with it when you buy the AB6. It's very, very good. Really, really impressed with the AB6 and it feels amazing in DCS. You can get it for, it's good for the Airbus as well, but it shines in these in DCS in my opinion. Alright, so the other engine has just started up now as well. And now we're just waiting for our alignment. This is going to count down to 0.5 as an alignment quality, and then we're going to bring our knob here from carrier alignment to IFA, which is in-flight align. So we're just waiting on that to happen. Go ahead and throw our HUD brightness up. Going to go ahead and set our channel for the ILS as channel 1. We could turn it on. Our TACAN was, we turn it on and put 73. TACAN's like a VOR, but for the Navy aircraft. And data link will turn both on. Might as well turn the IFF on as well. Shouldn't need it anyways, but we'll be good on that. We'll select our HSI up here. And TACAN's not finding anything. Should have worked. We'll go to IFA on our knob there. And we're all good to go. Might have to back out and just fix the TACAN on the ship. I did make this mission quite quickly, so I'll spawn it at a hot start. That way we'll take on for where we just were. But let me just go fix the carrier group here. So I'll make us a hot start and the carrier. Oh, I see what happened here. Stand by, guys. Be 2 seconds. Just gonna set a TACAN here. And an ILS. There we go. So we're going to spawn hot, so we're not going to have to do that all over again. Ian, welcome. Afternoon. Got done flying online and saw you were on DCS. Stopped in to take a look. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Ian. We're just restarting to make sure the TACAN works on the boat. It's faulty mission editing on my part. And we're back where we started, guys. We're all aligned and ready to go. Just going to make sure everything is kind of the way I left it. Get rid of this move map. Don't need that. The alignment is done. TACAN. Let's put the HSI up on this side here. And we want TACAN, turn it on, 73. And we found it, so we'll select TACAN and ILS. We'll turn it on for now, channel 1-1. I'm not going to select it as we don't need the ILS just yet. So we're good to go there. And we have the S3B tanker just taken off on our right-hand side here. So we're going to go do some air refueling after. If you guys are just joining us, though, I'll put up on screen what the plan is for right now. We're gonna go practice this. So we're gonna take off. I'll do just a basic case 1 departure, and then I'm gonna come around and get to spot 1 over here, and then we're gonna do basically a 5-mile DME arc all the way around the carrier, and we're gonna get to position 3, and we're gonna break off, descend from our altitude to about 800 feet, 350 knots. Come for the initial at 350, 800, bring our hook down, and then we're going to do the case 1 arrival. We'll do a couple of these arrivals, as I'm not used to flying in track IR. I'm really mainly a VR player, so we're going to try to get used to track IR today.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Remove the wheel chocks. Alrighty. If you guys are brand new to DCS as well, DCS is a combat flight sim, so it is meant to be flown. Like flying is more second nature, is more combat, and fighting the jet is where you're really going to be excelling in it. So I've been playing DCS for about 15 years. 6 of that is in VR. The rest was track IR, but it's been 6 years since I've used track IR, so we're trying to get used to it now. AJ, welcome. I'm taking the MD-11 on the stream. Shout out to SDF if you want to join. Yeah, I think I commented on that. Nice. I flew with YZ to YQG Windsor. A little rusty on some Airbus procedure stuff. Needed to kick my butt. Yeah. It's always fun to just do a refresher flight. AJ, welcome. I should install DCS the way I can have 4 flight sims on my computer. Yeah, I just have 2. I have 24 and DCS. That's all I need. Hope everything is good with you. I'm praying for many 3 wires today. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We're gonna give it a try. So let's turn on track IR, and we're just going to reset it. And this guy in front of us is just commanding us, as you can see over here, is just commanding us to move forward. That's what that means. So we're going to go ahead and turn the parking brake. Oh, it was already off. We'll turn it off again. And before we move, I'm just going to check my stab trim. I'm going to want a stab trim of 16 for a carrier launch. Alrighty, and we're just going to add a little bit of power and roll forward. A little too much. I'm right. Now you get handed off to this guy. He wants me to continue turning right. No power required. We do all the turns with idle power, as you don't want to blow anybody off the boat. Go send it a little extra power. And now we get thrown over to him. I'm going to go straight for a little bit, add a little bit of power, and then continue the right turn. Go straight. And you get passed off over there. Straight, left. Straight, left. We're going to try to align ourselves with the catapult shuttle. We'll go straight a little bit, and then I'll bring it left here. And once brakes set. Alright, that's fold the wings, so we're going to come down here, right-click, scroll in, and you can see the wings unfolding there. I'm thinking about switching my Virpil stick to the AB6. You think that will be a good choice, even though the yoke's like 73? So I went from a Virpil Mongoose with warbird base to this, and I will never go back to Virpil unless they make force feedback. Virpil is amazing, but the force feedback is unbeatable. You can buy the base and use your Virpil grip, by the way. Alright, so that's launch bar down. We have that on our Moza takeoff panel here, so I'm going to press the launch bar down. And that's the little thing on the gear, that little, almost has that black stripe on it that's down. That's our launch bar, and that's going to connect into the shuttle there. So we're going to move forward and connect that up. So see, he's telling me to move forward. I don't know if you see the green shirt there, and he's telling the yellow shirt on the left to say, move forward. And so we're going to add a little bit of power. And then we're going to add a little bit of power to get over the hump, and he's going to tell me to brake. Alrighty, now that we're all in, he's going to give me the signal to bring the launch bar back up. There you go, we'll bring the launch bar up. Oh, that's the same stick I have. Cool, and you think you could work with the yokes too? It could work with the yokes, you definitely can do it. Obviously, I have the Moza yoke as well, so I use that for that, but it definitely does work. And so now he's telling me to rev the engine, so they would also do a flight control check. They go full left, full down, all the rudders, kind of looks like that. They'd be checking their system, make sure everything's free and correct as well, and we'd be good to go. So I'm going to run the engines up to full military power, so no afterburner, and then we'd give a salute signal, which used to be left shift U, but I don't, might just be U. No, so I'm just going to press the radio menu, F8, F6 for the launch. There's the salute. We're not going to touch anything off the carrier. Let the aircraft fly off the carrier. Okay, a little bit up. Bring our gear up. Flaps up. Still getting used to where everything is there. A bit of a right turn, and then because we're clear, we'll come back to the course of the BR, or the BRC, which is the carrier base recovery course. Alrighty, now that we're in the air, I'm just going to accelerate down here for a bit. I'm going to move my stick actually physically because it's a little too off-centered for me. So let me go ahead and pause track IR. Just going to move the stick. And it's kind of nice that the Moza AB6 comes with a custom mount for your desktop. Just going to move that left a little bit there. Make sure to get it nice and tight or else you're going to be shaking a little bit too much. That cat shot is what flying a 152 feels like. Said no one ever. Yeah, exactly, man. There we go. That feels better. All right, so now we're going to go out and I'm just going to get I'm going to speed up some time with Control Z. And we're just going to simulate that we are coming back to the carrier. So the carrier's just over there. We're going to go out a ways. And we're just going to simulate we're coming back to the carrier. Now, very quickly, I want to quickly check the BRC, the base recovery course. So I'm just going to click this and, nope, not that. Click that. It's going 290. So we're going to set over here in the course section. I'm just going to hold the course knob and I'm going to dial in 290. So that's my reference. And that's the direction of the ship. All right, so now we're going to do about 3,000 feet. And I'm going to go ahead and speed up time again. It's a little hard to fly under sped up time. And we're going to decelerate to 250 knots. So we're getting in that stack. As you guys can see on the picture there, we're going to be going into that green portion is what we're trying to get to. So 250 knots approximately, and we're going to be doing a 5-mile arc on the ship. And that's going to be a 5-mile to the left of it, which is a bit interesting. We're going to be basically passing just over the ship on the right-hand side, and then 5 miles on the left-hand side of it. We're getting up to 3,000 feet. And we're going to come right onto the BRC. telling you guys, it is so weird to fly without VR. I'm so used to flying in VR that I'm just not used to this anymore. Even holding level flight is like easier in VR. There we go. Never thought of whatever I practice. Yeah, I can't be bothered to fly all the way around. I'm always going to speed up. Yeah, Control Z and left Shift Z or Z will speed you up. So we're just passing over the carrier. You can see it there. We're going to get to about 3,000 feet. I'm going to lock my track AR because it's kind of making me go a little insane. I'm not used to it. Now you could put the auto thrust on at 250 knots if you wanted to. With the default button is T, I believe. But I have it bound to my throttle there, and ATC has been engaged. Auto throttle control. So we're just passing over the ship. You can see our TACAN needle has flipped over, and the ship is over there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to keep flying straight for a little bit. And we're going to try to get to that downwind portion at about 5 miles. So I'm going to start turning at about 3 miles. I'll start turning. Again, I'm not a fire pilot, guys. I just do this for fun. So I'm probably not doing everything correctly, but I'm having fun with it. Alright, there's 3 miles. Let's start coming left. And let's gain up that altitude. Let's do a little better on that. Alright, there's 4 miles. I feel like I have to add something to the stick. It's a little loose in the center. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause it. Basically what I want is I want 5 nautical miles on this, and I want to be facing another 90 degrees that way. Right now, direct to the ship is under my 9 line. This is 9 o'clock, and it's under that, which means our range is actually going to be increasing, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. If I wanted to stop this range from increasing and keep it, let's say, for at 4.6, I'd turn left harder and put this TACAN direct right to the 9 o'clock and hold it. And that's how I'd hold 4.6. We're looking for 5 miles though. So I'm gonna roll the turn out a little bit here in order to get to 5 miles. Once I'm around 4.9, then I'm gonna start bringing it left, and you'll see how I do that. So keep it around here. And 4.9 came up pretty quickly, so I was setting my track IR up. Let's go ahead and turn. There we go. Not that much. Overdid it. So once again, we're at 4.5, so I'm going to put that TACAN on the below the 9 o'clock section. 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. Let's turn left. We're going to put it just to our 9 o'clock. That little TACAN direct. And if we do that, we should hold the distance going around the carrier. So I'm going to turn off my track IR again. So we're at 5.2. So I need to bring this above my 9 o'clock now just a little bit to try to decrease my range, if that makes sense. So I'm bringing that direct to the TACAN above my 9 o'clock line in order to try to decrease. Now the range is decreasing, so we're going to roll out here. That looks like it's working quite well. And once we hit around 5, I want to get this back to the 9 o'clock. Ship is just off our left there. Doing pretty good. Although I should be flying with my left hand, but I'm using my right hand for the mouse. Alright, there's 5 miles, and we have the TACAN right at the 9 o'clock. So now, in theory, if I keep this little bit of left turn coming in like this, and keep that keep that tack hand direct, this right here, keep it right at the 9 o'clock position. In theory, we're going to hold this 5 miles all the way around. And that would be one continuous stack there. Man, I'm missing VR. I'm missing VR so much. Oh, I think I just hit the camera. There we go. Let's go back in the airplane here. So we would do that, and I'll speed up time again. We're gonna hold 5 miles across. Let's get back level. It's kind of hard to fly once you're in sped up time. Need to be closer to the ship. There we go. I'm gonna try to end myself off somewhere kind of good. All right. So now let's just pretend we're back in that same position, and I'm going to go ahead and start that stack again. So we're going to be at the top, we're near the position 1 to 2 section of that green circle. I'm going to take the auto thrust off. And I'll just manually control it. So we're at 3.3 miles away from the carrier. I'm keeping that direct tack hand off my, basically my 8 o'clock right now. And I'm just gaining distance. I want 5 miles. And then once we get to about 4.9, I'm going to bring it hard left to where this T, direct tack hand, is right at the 9 o'clock position. So we're getting pretty close. 4.9 is coming up basically now. And we'll hold it at the 9 o'clock position. A little bit more. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm trying to move the views enough for you guys to see. And I'm just going to hold this direct, or this little leisurely left turn all the way around the boat. And now we're at a 5-mile DME arc on the left-hand side. Do you know how to do a shot break? Tried but always failed. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Let me get one regular break in, and then we can do the. You can do it. I have one on the channel actually. It's called. I believe I call it the blue water break, is what it's called, if I'm not mistaken. Go check it out though. I do have it on the channel. Now we're gonna do a commence for the break. So let me pay attention to the altitude here. What we're gonna basically do is we're going to get to the downwind heading, and then we're gonna commence. So we're going to take about 20 degrees off our current heading to the right, and we will descend and accelerate for the pattern, basically the traffic pattern. Hello, good sir. Hey, Fly with Adam. Thank you for stopping by, Adam. Hope you're doing well. We're just doing a 5-mile DME arc, about to commence into the break for the aircraft carrier landing here. We're at position 3, if you guys can see that chart. So there's 4.9. I'm going to turn left. And now we are on the downwind heading, basically, of that carrier. But we're going to commence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the auto thrust off. I'm going to take a right-hand turn about heading a 125 on the heading. We're going to go this way for about 2 miles. And then we're going to bring a left turn all the way around, ending back on that, just on the right-hand side of the carrier for the break. They call me Mr. One Wire in DCS. Uh-oh. By the way, guys, go check out Mr. Flying with Adam's channel, relatively new streamer, so go check him out. It'd mean the world if you guys can go to his channel, subscribe, and like. There's 7 miles on the distance right there, so we're going to do a nice sweeping left-hand turn. And we're going to bring it all the way back around, accelerating to 300 knots as well. And we're going to go ahead and bring a hook down. And this is what allows us to catch a wire on the carrier. And basically as a lead in this point, what you'd be trying to do is time your turn to be behind that boat in line with its BRC. Not the runway, but its BRC. It's base recovery course, so the heading of the ship. We're still descending to 800 feet. At least I trapped. That's it, man. Alright, slowly accelerating to 350 knots. Hooks down. Looking for that 3-mile initial point. BRC course is coming on in, a heading of 290. And 800 feet is slowly approaching as well. I'd say that worked out quite well, and we're just at 3.5, ready for initial, which is at 3 miles, 350, 800 feet. That worked out quite well, I think. Now, it's a lot of fun if you guys play DCS to have multiple people playing with you. Alright, so we're going to keep 350 to 400 knots or so, and then we're going to go for the brake. That's the red portion, the dotted red portion inside next to the carrier. And so we're going to go to about a 0.5 mile past the ship, and then we're going to turn left. There goes the ship on by. Right there. We're going to go out for this way a little bit. And then we're going to turn, we're going to brake right. So we're going to go idle thrust, turn, some speed brake as well, and we're going to hold level flight until we get to 250 knots. We're going to bring the gear down. And we're looking for 1.1 miles or so. A beam, there's 250, we can grab the gear. Descending to 700 feet, sorry, 600 feet, flap half. Flap full. 600, getting on speed, gonna add my thrust to hold. 600 feet at 1.7, so my brake needs to be tighter. In VR, it's much easier to judge your distance just by looking at the boat. But definitely was a bit of a wider one. The max of 1.3, I believe, on a case one. That's okay for the first one, though. Just means my turn's going to be a little less tight. So just getting to the back of the LSO platform there. We're going to start our left-hand turn. I usually do about 28 degrees, but we'll do about 20, maybe 5, just because of how wide we are, and not much of a descent. Usually it's about 2 to 3 degrees nose down. I'll do a bit less. Now, with this throttle, I'm getting used to where the throttle positions are, because on most throttles, you have a lot of play. This one, you have idle, burner, mill power, so there's not much room for fine controlling as I'm used to. So we're going to get used to that. Let's put the ILS marker up. My mouse wants to come back. There it is. You can see we're just slightly low on the slope here. Man, this is so weird in track IR. I'm so used to VR, you guys don't understand. Like I can't judge any of this in track IR. Alright, we'll fix this. This would be a wave off, but we're gonna fix it here. So a little left to center line, and we grabbed number 2. She's not too bad. Now the way I practice everything I do, I'll go hook up and I just floor it. What? Why is there like a oh no, don't tell me they force you. Did they fix that? What is that? Why is it not letting me do anything? What is that? Why is there automatic chocks? I just want to go. If anyone knows how to turn that setting off, that never used to be a thing, and I don't want that at all. I want to just be able to do whatever I want. I think it's this setting. I think it's that one. Let me quickly try. I'm gonna spawn a Hornet just in the air, and we'll do the fast break real quick here. Nice pass. That's a grade okay in my book. Nah, it wasn't okay. We could definitely do a lot better. If I put on the VR, guys, it'll be much better. But we're getting used to track IR. That's the point of this video. We're practicing without my 3D aspect. We're gonna put all the gear up and all the flaps and stuff, which is probably broken now. Let's restart that. Okay, we just passed over the ship. So I'm just going to do a right turn, and I'm also just going to speed up the time here. We're using track IR, by the way, guys. That's how I'm looking with my head around. Alright. Close enough. There it is there. And we're going to get down... Mr... Jack has... Is it Jack? I don't know what to call you. I'm going to call you Jack. Jack was requested the blue water break. So we're going to get down nice and fast. This one is much easier to much easier to judge in VR, in my opinion. I believe it's about 500 feet at about 500 knots, but I could be wrong about the speeds there. That's radar altimeter. You can shut right up. Spoiler, idle. Bringing it all the way around. I'm going to extend this portion a little bit. I'm not going to pull as hard. .250 at gear. Flaps full. Keep that spoiler out. Start trimming for the on-speed angle of attack. Spoiler can get thrown away. We're going to grab our hook. I don't think I'm at the right weight for this. Oh, I spawned myself with full fuel. So we're not going to get the right turn rate. Let's back out. We'll do that again, but I'll spawn myself with the correct weight. So the max landing weight of the carrier is 34,000 pounds. And if you're any over those numbers, you could do it. Like in the sim, is not going to matter. But what's happening is because you're heavier, you need more lift, and more lift means more speed. So all the timing is going to be different around the circle there. I'm going to go ahead and bring this to roughly around there. And we'll give ourselves just some weapons and stuff just to simulate we came back from a mission. I recently sold my VR headset and went back to track IR, so I exactly know how you feel. Much harder in 2D. Oh, it's ridiculously harder in 2D. Some people don't like VR, and I could see that. But in my opinion, VR is the only way to play this game. I'm slowly trying to transition so I can use both. When I play with my friends or offline, or anytime I'm playing DCS for my own enjoyment, I'm in VR, like 1,000,000%. But anytime, let's just do a quick little 360. Anytime I'm going to stream it for you guys, I know you guys want to see it in 2D. Or most of you want to see it in 2D at least. So I'll try to get some more 2D footage out, but I really can't get used to... I really just can't get used to how much you lose so much doing it in 2D. Alright, let's go ahead and speed up time again. Just gonna go to the back of the ship here. Like in VR, I can keep my head on that thing the entire time, whereas in Track IR, not as much, at least for me. Alright, let's stop time there. When you get nice and low, we'll try that brake again. I believe it's 500 to 500, but I could be wrong. Blue Games, hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by, Blue. Hope you're doing well. Guys, go check out Mr. Blue Games' channel as well. If you don't know him already, you should. But Blue, we're just getting used to Track IR. As you probably know, I'm a VR main player in DCS, but no one likes to watch VR footage. So we're gonna practice the it's a blue water brake. With the F-18 Hornet, we're using the Moza AB6 and the Moza MLTP throttle. Go and grab the gear, grab the hook, and grab our flaps as well. Again, guys, this is like ridiculously easier to manage in VR. You can definitely get used to it, but I'm just not used to it, and you lose all your 3D aspect of the turn and your timing. Like I even did some dogfighting in 2D, and shots that I should be hitting, I just can't hit in 2D. In VR, they'd be a breeze to time them for myself, but in not in VR, or not in 2D. Sorry, that was pretty decent. I think I just hit my own wake. Had a little bit of a effect there. I don't think it was the burble. And then what we're going to do is, there's not that much wind, if anything. We're just going to aim for the crotch of the ship. So I'm going to put my velocity vector on the right-hand side of that runway. And because the carrier's moving, it's a little trick to allow yourself to land on the center line. A little high. I don't know what that was, unless that was the burble, which might have been. But we landed on here. That was number 2 wire again. We're 2 for 2 on the 2s, but that was the blue water brake. At least that's the best I can do in 2D. Let's see if it stops me from going fast again. Man, what is that? What's maximum velocity exceeded? That never used to be a thing. And I turned the deck crew off, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't want to use deck crew. I just want to keep... I want to just keep going up and around. You used to be able to just launch it, but... Alright, well, I'm just going to keep pressing restart because I have an airplane in the air, so I don't want to line up every time. Once you go VR and DCS, it's so hard to go back. Yeah, it's so hard. I have a Pimax, so like, I have a really good headset that's over here, and it obviously still works. And I keep all my prescription lenses and all that stuff in there. And if I had a choice, I would love to stream to you guys in VR. Unfortunately, the footage... It looks okay if you guys go look at the older VR streams. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as good as this will look to you guys. And I can't read the chat either. All right, let's just do a regular break. So I'm just gonna slow down to roughly inside the 400 range, about 800 feet or so. And we're just past the ship, so we're gonna go and crank it over here. Now there is a little tip that kind of works, sometimes doesn't, but if you pull for 10% of your G, I believe it is, or of your speed, so 350 knots, 3.5 G, and so forth. Bring that gear on down. Gonna descend on to 800 feet. We'll go to bring our flaps to half. Our hook can come down as well, and our flap to full. Gonna make this the last circuit, unfortunately, guys. I'm almost strapped for time, but I thought I'd do a quick little stream, and we'll see if we can get this nice one in here. So this will be the last pass. Maybe I should do a comparison one day. Maybe the next stream I'll be in VR. If you guys don't mind the VR footage, do let me know. If you guys can do me a favor, go check out the older DCS VR streams I do have. And if you don't mind that footage, do let me know in the comments, as I'll keep streaming in VR as I much prefer it. But yeah, please do let me know about that. Still having a good time though. DCS is always fun, especially with the Moza gear. This Moza gear is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing to fly with. Are a little low, correcting that. Not over-correcting though, because it won't stay low for long. And we've ended up right. Oh, it's gone. It's gonna be a chop and drop. There's that burble effect. There we go. And we caught the 3. It wasn't a pretty 3, but we caught the 3 there. But guys, we're gonna end it there. It's a very quick little stream because I don't have too much time today, and I'll be working for the next 5 as well. But we're going to raise the hook, go ahead and raise the flaps as well, and we can go ahead and raise our wings. And we can go and press nose steering high. And he wants me to come right. Right, left. It's kind of cool they got all this working, though. This used to not be a thing for all my DCS years. This is like, I'm just trying, like, using this for my second time, I think, now. I guess he just wants me to run him over. I'm just gonna go around that so I don't smack into the boat. Start slowing down a little bit here. Don't know. Oh, all the way at the end. Like, who did he pass me on to now? There's no depth in 2D. Yeah, Michael, there definitely isn't. Not at all. Alrighty, so parking brake, twist, pull, and we're basically gonna go. I mean, I don't know the real shut off, but I'll just turn everything that I turned on off, and we'll cut those off. What? It just threw me the other way. All right. Oh, I guess I haven't. Oh, I have to reverse those. But anyways, you guys get the point. We will see you guys in the next stream. I hope you appreciated this very short little stream. And yeah, if you guys don't mind the VR footage, you let me know. I'll be definitely doing that. Jock says, well, I'm going to get the AB6 now. Hey, Jock, if you don't mind, I have a link in the description, which I'm affiliated with Moza. If you don't mind supporting the channel like that, I would really appreciate that. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's fantastic. Hopefully I can mount it on my... Monster mount somehow if it comes with a mount, but love the Monster deck. You should be able to. It should be mountable with a lot of different mounts, but it does come with its own. You sold me. You should get some money from Moza. Oh, thank you so much, Doc. I really appreciate that. We will see you guys on the next stream, and yeah, as I said, go check out those old VR streams. Let me know if the VR footage is good. And if it's good enough, I'm going to play in VR, and we'll do that. Because I really don't like 2D. But I appreciate you guys staying here, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.